We're all laid idle with the keeping on the bill. The lad will lay work and the lass will lay.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode in my series on The Witcher lore. If this is my first video you're watching, then hello and welcome. My name is Okgov and I'm here to do the best job I can in explaining the lore of the Witcher world. In the last episode we looked at Skellige, but for today's video I'm going to take you back to Velen and we're going to see Oxenfurt. Now this won't be a very long video, but I'll briefly go over the essentials to know about Oxenfurt and a little bit of the history behind it and the general idea of what the city is. When many of you think of Oxenfurt, the first thing that might come to mind may very well be the Oxenfurt Academy that resides inside of the city. Even though it is famous for being the home to such a prestigious faculty, there is a lot more to this place than meets the eye. It is a Redanian city that sits close to the north shore of the Pontar River, being not too far away from Novigrad. It looks very similar in terms of architecture and build to many other cities that are locally located, but is on a much smaller scale. However, something to note in particular about the architecture are the recently renovated elven aqueducts used to clean the city sewers. They stand as a witness to the city's innovative spirit and are something you will not find in the rest of the civilized world. The main reason being that most of the elven ruins and most ruins in general have never even been looked at twice and have been left to crumble away and just disperse into nothingness, but in this case there is an exception. Compared to the city of Novigrad, Oxenfurt is tiny, and the best way to describe such a city is that it is a hub for young minds. The streets are always busy with students, artists, scholars, bards and philosophers. Supposedly this is the place to be for all young minds looking to make a name for themselves or to rebel in their youth with others of a similar mind. It is noted that there is drinking and merriment commonly seen in the streets from dawn till dusk, making it a perfect place for innkeepers looking to line their pockets. It is also a good place for trade because it is on the road to Novigrad and between many of the other places inside of the northern kingdoms, and is known for merchants and sellers with many different skills. The Academy, as I mentioned earlier, is one of, if not the most famous academy in the Northern Kingdoms. In terms of teachings and being a place of higher education, its only rival is the Imperial Academy in Nilfgaard. The academy itself is a marvel of a structure and stands out strikingly from the buildings and streets of Oxenfurt. Normally it is busy with students, professors and those looking to learn, but with the state of the land just beyond the city walls, everything has changed. With the start to the Third Northern War, the university was closed, most of its students being conscripted into the ranks of the Redanian army. However, the students and professors involved with the Faculty of Medicine and Herbology were invited or otherwise forced to join the medics accompanying the Redanian army. The academy was then left quietly to sit until reopened, being guarded by witch hunters and soldiers. Now, you can't actually go inside of the Oxenfurt Academy inside of the game, which is kind of disappointing because it would have been really cool to see what it looked like with all the different classrooms and everything involved with it. You can see just about the outside of it where there is stacks of books which look like they're being sorted through, and whether that's got anything to do with the mage hunts and them looking for anything that could be magical, I'm not too sure, but I imagine it has something to do with that. And some of the more well-known students from the academy would be the medic Shani, the bard Dandelion, and Geralt, who also attended some of the university lectures such as astronomy. There are also a few varying departments of different teachings, those being that of alchemy, natural history, poetry, medicine and herbology, engineering, and last but not least, philosophy. And a fun fact is that Oxenfurt is supposedly based off of the English city Oxford, with its academy being based off of the college with the same name. Although the College of Cambridge is also suggested, as the two are often referred to as Oxbridge when joined together, and are both the oldest medieval universities inside of the UK. Both the coat of arms from Oxbridge and that of Oxenfurt bear a striking resemblance to each other, helping to support this theory. The only other place worth mentioning are the sewers beneath Oxenfurt, but if you really want to know more about them, I'd recommend you check out one of my videos on the Toad Prince because I go into more detail about it there. Otherwise, the city and its contents are pretty straightforward. You can find various taverns, brothels, shops, alchemists, blacksmiths, and even hairdressers. And I'd go into more detail, but there really isn't any backstory to the locations besides the obvious. They are basically just what they are, and the only other snippet of information is regarding the docking yard, making reference to King Radovid's ship and the fact that a few novels have been inspired by the place. The bridge is also mentioned as being commonly bustling with people and wagons entering or leaving the city, but since the wall that has all but stopped. Beyond the bridge there lies a garrison of men keeping watch over the city and protecting her gates, but otherwise they are only there in case of an attack. All in all, Oxenfurt is a place of knowledge and a seat of learning where many come to understand and study things of the world and everything beyond. It has been a city that has stood proudly for hundreds of years, building its reputation, and will likely do so for many more hundreds of years to come. I know this video was a little bit later than I expected because I've been just way too busy with work recently, but I think I should be doing a monster next video to just sort of work my way around finishing those off because I'm pretty close at this point. So it'd be kind of cool to just finalize that entire area of the lore. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, stay subscribed for more because it's coming out soon, and a massive thank you to all those supporting me on Patreon. And if you want to help keep the channel alive and along with myself obviously, then please consider helping me out there. Until the next one, this has been OKGovBear. You will go and have a wonderful day. Digust.